السلام عليكم كيف الحال؟ بخير الحمد لله.
Emails are slow.
Send me message ما تقول لي حسنسة. السلام عليكم استاذ لايك No, you don't have to. I don't speak to you, Bob.
Why not?
You know why? Because once his name was talking to you. What's his name? Muhammad, Egyptian.
Yeah.
And you start, there's difference between having discussion, criticizing the Prophet from your point of view because you don't believe he's a prophet, and insulting.
Now, what's
You
an
went
insult?
on insulting
Give me an example.
this a backward man from the cave, right? This and that. Bro, you from Britain.
If the evidence suggests that, Shamsi,
He's a backward man because of the cave.
if the evidence suggests that, then it's a fair comment.
Was Jesus from London City?
It's a fair comment.
Was Jesus from London City?
Why do I say he was a backward man?
Bro, your God was a
He
backward
owned
man.
slaves. He
So-
owned slaves.
wait.
He traded in slaves.
Wait.
He allowed women to be raped.
Wait.
He had sex with a child.
Okay.
Is any of these
Okay.
statements false?
No, wait.
Which one of those statements
spoken
is false,
now, yeah?
Shamsi?
Firstly, if the European followed Prophet Muhammad's advice, you would have gone enslaved black people. Why I'm
not
saying
true.
that, let me finish. Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam said, anyone that goes around and enslave people, enslave what? Free people, then Allah will be his opponents on their resurrection. So Islamically, you're not allowed to kidnap people and say that I'm slaves. That's why Ibn Hajar al-Haythami, who existed, let's say, nearly 700 years ago, he said that Ibn Hajar al-Haythami, quoting another scholar, he said there is no slavery anymore in our time. How long ago? 700 years ago. Servitude, I call it servitude, yeah? Because when you say slavery, people have an image about slavery, yeah? I call it servitude. He said, why? He said, because what's happening now is 700 years ago. 700 years ago. He said, what's happening now? People that have been taken as servants either been kidnapped or the Muslims fighting each other. And none of them is permissible to own because it's haram.
Allow me to
So
reply.
now, let me finish. The European, what they did, they came to black people in Africa and they
Allow me to
enslaved
reply
them.
to that point.
This
Allow
is,
me to reply to that point.
you have to allow me to finish
I know
before.
what you do. You talk and talk and talk.
No,
and then
I have
you
to
walk
finish
off
that.
at the
I'm not
end.
going to walk off.
And that's what it's probably going to
I'm
do
not
this
going to
time.
walk off.
That's his
Okay.
tactic.
The tactic of Bob, he doesn't let you finish. That's the tactic of Bob. Why? Because he knows
'Cause I know what
that
you do, Shamsi.
look, you see,
you're right.
he's not going to let me
Shamsi,
finish.
You've made a point.
No, allow me to
reply
finish.
that point.
Bob, if you
You're
allow,
making a second point
Bob,
now.
no, if you don't allow me to finish,
Okay, so you're making 2 points.
I'm not
I'll
making
reply
second.
in as many
Look,
points.
Bob, I
It's the
spoke.
second point. You're going on to
Bob, take
European
care of yourself
slavery.
because it's a joke.
okay.
You know why? Because you're not letting me to finish.
Shamsi,
Bob, you have to let me to
I know
finish.
what you're going to do. You're going to
I'm
talk
not
and
making
talk
second
and
point.
You're going to walk away.
Bob,
You'll probably
if you,
even do it now.
Bob.
He changed.
Go on. So, you're
So
making 2
I've
points.
been here
Go on.
15 years, yeah.
Wait, now he's making a different point.
Another
You're
point.
Shamsi, let me reply to the point that you made.
No, brother, let the people see the love of Jesus. The love is manifesting through his
We
manners.
know that Shamsi's
No, I mean, finish.
got his high boys around.
But
Shamsi's been ready for me for 4 years.
oh, Bob, I exposed you many times to be a liar, to believe God's inside your eye.
So
Come on.
can
No,
now
I
reply
haven't
to your
finished.
point?
I haven't finished.
Okay, we'll let him go on and then we'll
I
see
haven't
if he
finished.
actually listens.
I haven't finished.
Right? Good point.
No, it's not 2 points so far.
Going on to a
It's the
second
same
point.
point.
It's going on to second point.
Are you his commentator?
Yes, I am. Hurry up.
Okay.
Go on.
This is the teaching of Christianity. The Christians, they will not keep quiet when the person is speaking.
right.
They will keep disturbing.
Let's-
And by the way, this person is known to be always drinking alcohol before you come to Speaker's Corner. So imagine alcoholic person recording for you. Anyway, so let me do my first point, yeah? So my first point, which you interrupted me very rudely.
You finished that?
Now, this man, you know, I could say people say Allah from this guy, you know. This guy who believed God was inside private party to never away from him.
Shamsi,
Allow me to finish my point
finish
anyway.
your point.
If you don't interrupt, I will finish if you don't interrupt. Are you ready?
Okay, shall we do it time?
No, are you ready?
Okay, so I'm going to be quiet. Let's see if he allows me to reply.
Let us put you in test, yeah?
Yeah.
So what I was going to say about the slavery, the Europeans, when they came to enslave black people, they don't use the Quran. They use what? The Bible, okay? So what I was going to mention, he tried to say Prophet is backward because of slavery and so on. I'm going to show him that if Prophet Muhammad was backward because of slavery, your God must be worse than, because Prophet Muhammad is a man. For the sake of argument, which I don't accept it, for the sake of argument, no. This is a nonsense. Prophet is the best man for mankind, yeah? Your God who said what? If your slave doesn't listen to you, you put a hole in his ear. That's his God. So are you going to call him backward?
Okay, can I reply now?
Yeah, are you going to call you God backward?
Now let's see if Shamsi doesn't
Okay,
interrupt.
let's see, Bob.
So the reason why I criticise Muhammad for being backward is because of a number of different things, of which slavery is one example. But let me list the reasons why. But it's important to frame this conversation properly. Because
Can you come this side?
Oh, he's interrupting.
I said, can you come
Look
this
at that.
side?
No.
It's okay, it's okay.
I want to go this
We're
side,
fine,
brother.
we're fine. Why, Shamsi, why are you interrupting?
Okay.
Why are you interrupting?
So now if I said to him,
Oh no, look at that, he's interrupting.
All right,
It's amazing how he loses the high ground. And I
I'm
knew
not,
that he
I'm just
would.
going to say,
I knew that he would. Are you still
any
interrupting?
human being
Oh,
with a
look,
sound
he's
is...
interrupting
He's
again.
still interrupting.
Oh,
Okay, finish,
Shamsi.
finish.
There we
finish.
go. There we go.
I know the psychological war. I know that.
It's
No,
all right,
no,
you've
be
got
calm.
hype men, they'll
Be calm.
interrupt for you, they
Let the
always
man
do.
speak who believes goes inside
Oh,
private
he's still
parts.
interrupting.
I'm speaking to him. I'm not speaking to you. I'm not interrupting you. I'm speaking to him. Are you going to control my mouth?
Look about his
Hold a
manners.
minute. So I'm not allowed to speak to no one else.
And this, ladies and
Bro.
gentlemen, is exactly why I wasn't
You're
embarrassed to
speaking to him
interrupt
the same way he was
Shamsi,
speaking to me.
because
Yes,
Shamsi
that's
is
it.
now
Hypocrisy.
demonstrating
The Western world,
the
he's
exact kind of
a real
manners
example
that he's
of
criticized.
white
Look
Christian
what he's doing.
supremacists who
Did
know
I
for
not- Did I
hypocrisy.
not say Shamsi
That's
would
it.
do this?
Yeah, you did.
I said I'm
Did
going to
not
run, but I haven't
Shamsi
run.
protest
Protest, you
that
know.
I should listen
I believe
to
it's
him.
haram protesting,
And
by the
now
way.
he's not listening to the counterpoint. So Shamsi has given up the high ground on interruptions. So now that we've done that, if he interrupts me again, I will feel at liberty to interrupt Shamsi as I please.
That's fair, Bob.
So let us frame the argument correctly. The reason why Muhammad is subject to criticism is because of the lofty position that he holds within the Islamic community. Every Muslim to a T will say that Muhammad is the best example.
Indeed.
He is the best man.
Indeed.
There you go, interrupting once more.
I'm not interrupting, I'm saying
there you go,
indeed.
interrupting.
I can't
so
speak.
now I'm going to be at liberty to interrupt Shamsi
Yes,
and watch him
I'm not interrupting, I'm saying indeed.
when I do.
Salam alaikum,
So,
akhi. Alhamdulillah,
back to the matter is,
No, don't say salam to me,
if you're
I'm interrupting now.
saying that
I'm not allowed to say
Muhammad
salam.
is the best example,
Alayhi salatu
then you're
wassalam.
saying that Muhammad is the best example when he traded in slaves. That he is the best example when he owned slaves. That he is the best example when he married a 6-year-old child, as if a child could ever consent, and then had sex with a 9-year-old child, as if a 9-year-old child could be ready to have sex. If you're saying that Muhammad is the best example when he allowed his followers to rape their female captives, even though they were married still. You're saying that he is the best example when he robbed pagan caravans, that he waged war, that he said that he will not stop until all the Jews and Christians are excluded from the Arabian Peninsula. And he's smiling. The Muslim in the background.
Yeah,
No,
straightforward.
he's
Smile,
smiling,
smile.
he's
Be
smiling.
proud.
Yeah,
Be
he's-
proud.
Be proud.
Be proud.
Be
Allahu
proud.
Akbar.
There
Be
you go.
proud.
Notice the interruption.
Yes, be proud.
Be proud.
Be
of
proud.
the ethnic
Finish. I'm going to
cleansing
expose him
of
today.
Muhammad.
Today, I'm going
Now,
to expose
ladies
him.
and gentlemen.
Let him speak.
Now, ladies and gentlemen. Notice the
I'm going to, no, brother.
Notice the
I'm going to expose him
Notice
like
the
we expose
interruption.
Bush and
watch,
Putin.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Just
when
let
I
him speak.
interrupt them, they'll all be complaining about it. But they're not
Like you were complaining
complaining
as well.
when Shamsi's doing it. Now,
4 minutes, خلاص. Take out 4 minutes.
Listen.
How long are you going to
listen,
speak to tomorrow?
Listen. So that's the argument framed correctly. Now, if it is a case
Bob, we took
that
4 minutes.
Mohammed did
Bob,
not do
don't be
these
scared. You took 4
things,
minutes. Are you going to be...
If no, I offered the time. You said
Ah,
no.
you're gonna speak for long?
No,
Okay.
you offered time.
Okay.
You said.
So when are you going to stop?
So no. Notice the interruption.
Because I'm a man of honor.
I'll
I finished.
stop when I finish my
Yeah, but you
point.
mentioned many points.
Do you remember?
No, he
Shamsi,
mentioned many
when you
points.
said that?
No. I mentioned one point, and you haven't dealt with it. About slavery.
mentioned two
About
points.
slavery.
Notice.
Anyway, don't interrupt. He's going to run. He's going to run. Because I want to refute his claim on the camera. So let him finish.
Notice
No,
the
let
hype
him finish. Don't
Right,
call him a liar.
Let me finish.
Let him
Let me finish.
Let him
Shamsi
finish.
says to let me finish.
Yeah, let him finish.
So please, hype men, shut up. Right. Furthermore, so if Muhammad has done all these things and
Alayhi
he is
salatu
the best
wassalam.
example,
Sallallahu
then
alayhi wasallam,
that
say it.
means that it is an example for you to do. And I think that it is fair to call slave traders backwards. It is fair to call paedophiles backwards. It is fair to call people who perform ethnic cleansing backwards. Muslims complain when ethnic cleansing is done to them in Burma, but they're saying Allahu Akbar when Muhammad sought to ethnically cleanse the Arabian Peninsula. And this is the hypocrisy that your moral example leads you into. Now, Let me address his second point.
What is you tell love story? No, doesn't work like that. No. You mentioned Bob, doesn't work like that, bro.
No.
You mentioned many points, bro. You mentioned about slavery. No. You mentioned about slavery. You mentioned about Prophet's marriage. You mentioned about Prophet's.
Notice their complaint.
Come on. Let him finish.
Let me finish.
Because on the camera, they're gonna say who's gonna run.
So he said,
Wait.
well, you said that God of the Christians is worse. But Muslims consistently fail to
I didn't say worse, you lying, I didn't say worse.
Muslims
I didn't say worse, you
fail to
misquote me.
appreciate
He just misquote me, doesn't care, he carry on.
That the covenant is what Christians believe in. Covenant, old and new. And we sit in a new covenant, a new paradigm. So we don't go out onto the street saying Moses, follow Moses. We say follow Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ did not do the things Muhammad did. Jesus Christ is a better example to you than Muhammad. If the shoe fits, Muhammad should wear it. And there are titles that we give to people who trade in slaves, rape, commit genocide, and then have sex with children.
Finish.
Now you can reply.
Oh, you know what?
I'm not gonna
finish.
freely.
I'm not gonna finish today. You know what? You're gonna be over. Because he mentioned many points, my brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, many times I have debated with the Bob.
That's a lie.
Bob believes.
A handful of times.
Bob believes God is inside his eye, firstly.
That's also a lie. I don't believe that.
Okay, I'm going to carry on speaking. You're going to check our channel, Shamsi with Bob, and do as da'wah.
And I do not say what Shamsi says.
Thirdly, let me deal every point. Let me deal with every point, yeah? He said we're going to call every person that involved in slavery backward.
I didn't say that.
I'm going to finish because you misquote me as well. You talk about slavery, yes? Now, there's two types. There's slavery and servitude. What is the difference between the two? In Islam, believe every human being is free, and no one should be servant. You know, two wrong doesn't make one right. Do you agree with that?
Carry on, you're talking.
No, I'm asking you. Do you agree with that or not?
I'm not answering. Carry on talking.
Man of honor, you know, he's catch answer. Because why? If for the sake of arguments, if I was doing wrong, that shouldn't be justified to do wrong. Because if someone is raping your wife, you're not gonna go rape his wife, are you?
Like
for the sake of argument,
had his followers
Prophet never raped
the wives.
You're not gonna let me finish. The Prophet's son though is better than you, more respectful than you. Now let me carry on. Now he mentioned some points. So servitude, as I have mentioned, my brothers and sisters, to break down and expose the hypocrisy of the white supremacist Christian, Bob, you're gonna see that. I'm not gonna. Allow me finish now. Okay. Allow me to finish. I'm gonna say you are a white supremacist Christian. Okay, I know that very well.
Prove it.
And now I'm gonna elaborate. Let me finish. Let me finish. Yeah, pretend, yeah. Yeah, black brother.
Latino brother.
Yeah.
Right behind the camera.
That's what your ancestors did. It's he's not let me finish.
Racist white supremacist.
No, he's speaking.
Who loves his black and Latino
It's
brother.
more racist. It's more racist for you to say I'm racist. That's more racist for you to say I'm racist.
I've not said you're racist.
Anyway,
I know that you're not racist. I'm not throwing
okay,
out
thank you.
false
But I know you're racist. All right.
it.
Let me finish now. Yeah, let me carry on. Let me carry on.
Someone accuses
Elaborate.
you publicly.
So
don't they have to
slavery
provide
and
the proof?
servitude.
Isn't that in your Sharia
I was
law?
not cutting you like that. I was not cutting you like that. I was not cutting you like that, Bob. No, wait. Bob, I never cut you like that, you know. Except you're scared. No, it wasn't like that. I was speaking to a brother. No, that is a sign of you scared.
He would complain.
That's a sign of you scared.
There you go.
No. Firstly, I was speaking to a brother. That is not protect. No.
You talking to me the same way you're talking to him, to your cheerleader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you're
hypocrisy.
talking to me.
Anyway, he mentioned
You're
points.
talking to me.
I have to clarify those points, yeah? So servitude has been mentioned by the scholars. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Quran, Adam was created as a free man. Servitude in Islam came after, and it never came by with the Muslims. It exists after. Now, when is allowed servitude? When? Not because you're from a tribe, therefore you're allowed to enslave any tribe, as the all-loving Jesus have mentioned to the Israelites to enslave people. Yes? Secondly, when is allowed in Islam? In a time of war. That's why Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu, the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu said, anyone that goes around and take 3 people as a slave, his prayer will not accept 40 days. If the European followed the teaching of Prophet, they would have gone to enslave the black people in Africa.
Except
The
that
Prophet
for
Muhammad
1400 years,
the Prophet Muhammad
Muslims took
said,
Christians as
that is not,
slaves.
there's no discussion, brother.
And that for
That's what he's
1400
scared.
years,
That's a sign he's scared. Because
Muslims,
I'm going to refute
Arabs
every response.
enslaved Africans.
I'm going to refute every response.
This is the history
He's scared.
Shamsi doesn't
Wallah,
want to
that is a
talk
sign.
about.
That is a sign he's scared.
The African
Wallah, as a
slave
sign he's scared.
trade
Okay.
committed by Muslims for 1400 years.
Okay, can I speak now?
Dwarfs
I'm trying
the
to-
European slave trade.
Do you know why? Wallah,
Did I
if you're the
not
Christian,
say
he's
you'll
scared.
complain?
No, Bob. I was look, Bob.
You were rude to me. You interrupted me. Now I said I would be at liberty to interrupt you as and
Bob,
when
I was
want.
no, Bob. I was
So
speaking to a
apologise.
brother.
Apologise.
Okay,
Apologise.
apologize for.
For interrupting me.
But you interrupted as well. Apologize.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm not sorry.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry. I'm
There
sorry.
you go.
No, I'm sorry. I'm joking.
That's it.
I'm joking. I said I'm sorry.
He thinks
No, I said-
humiliating someone
I said I'm sorry.
is... no, I don't
I'm
believe
joking.
you.
I'm
I
joking.
don't,
Well, I was
I don't,
joking.
I don't
with you.
believe you.
I was joking.
I
said.
don't believe you, Shamsi.
So can I speak now?
I
This
don't
is my
believe you.
time.
No, I'm
Okay.
going to interrupt you at liberty.
That sounds scared. You're scared because I'm going to expose you today.
I'm going to interrupt you at liberty. And
Why?
then-
Because you're scared. I'm going to expose you.
Are you denying that there was an Islamic slave trade in Africa?
Can I speak now?
Are you denying
No,
it?
let me speak. You're not going to tell me like this. I'm not. Because when you're speaking, I ask you a question, if I ask my question. Now let me. So when
Don't
in the
look
time...
it up yourselves, people.
He's not going to let me finish. In a time of war, you know,
I know,
Ikhwa,
it's shocking, isn't
brother,
it?
brother.
It's okay
Ikhwa.
when Shamsi
Wallahi,
does it.
alhamdulillah.
You weren't complaining when Shamsi was doing
That
it.
is a sign he's scared.
Really?
Wallah, is
Why
a
am I
clear
here,
sign
Shamsi?
he's scared. You don't know what Abu is doing. He's not going to walk away, but he's going to stand here,
Yep.
interrupt me every time I'm speaking. Why? He doesn't want his viewers to
not
hear
interrupting
my
you.
refutation against
You
him.
can keep
You
talking.
understand? He
Keep
doesn't want to hear
talking.
that.
I'm
So
just
allow me to
passing
speak.
on commentary.
No, it's not commentary. I was not
These are
doing that.
commentary
Bob,
footnotes.
I was not doing that.
Commentary footnote.
Bob, I was not doing that to you.
You were interrupting.
No, Bob, I was not like that.
Carry
I
on
was
with your
speaking.
presentation.
Bob, I was speaking to
It's
a brother.
hilarious to listen how many lies Shamsi can spit out
You lied
in
against
a
me many
single
times.
talk.
Okay, let me speak. All right, no, anyway, so now we will talk about servitude in a time of war. Not like Christian
Slavery.
teaching. The time that's not slavery the European did to the black people. May Allah bless and may Allah forgive and enter those people who died by the hands of the white racists. We know Allah enter paradise.
the jihadis.
And no, listen carefully now. And now, so he mentioned in the time of war. In the time of war, the Muslim leader has 4 options. Not the Asr of Islam, that's why the PR of Islam is not slavery or servitude. What is the 4 options? In the time of war, the war prisoners, either you take them as prisoners, and we take them as war prisoners, you exchange them with the other prisoners. Prophet did that. That's why Prophet's main concern is not to keep them as a servant, yeah?
Yep.
The second option, you ask for money. You say, okay, you want to, the people, your people, give me this amount of money and I'll let them go free.
Yep.
These 2 so far demolish his lie against Prophet Muhammad.
Doesn't-
His main concern is slavery or servitude.
Muhammad still
the
trades
third,
in slaves.
the third option, Prophet did it. You let all people to go free to show the mercy, sometimes it's wisdom, to show the mercy of Islam, and from the wisdom to show the strength and the power of Islam. So you keep them as a servant. When you keep them as a servant, you treat them the way you treat yourself.
That's what
You
Muhammad
take
did.
care of them.
Yep.
And you're not allowed, Prophet Muhammad said you're not allowed to call them slave. When a man, so why are you saying slave? When the Prophet said don't do it.
But
Lying against Prophet
are you
Muhammad.
li- are you lying?
You're lying
Why
against
are you lying,
Prophet.
Shamsi?
Now let
Say
me
to the
finish.
camera,
Allow
did
me to
Muhammad
finish.
trade in
Allow me to
slaves?
finish now.
Did he
Allow
own
me to
slaves?
finish. Allow me to finish now. So now
he's finishing.
the other one, I haven't finished yet. There's many points you mentioned.
Many
Prophet
points.
Prophet said marriage of Aisha. Prophet said that he tried to genocide. So I have long time to go.
Okay.
And I'm standing here. Don't interrupt me.
Just answer
No,
this.
don't interrupt
Did
me.
Muhammad trade
Don't
in
interrupt me.
slaves?
Now when you
Did he
keep
own
them.
slaves?
Now when you keep them, please let me know. Just let me deal with him. Barakallahu fikum. May Allah bless you. Let the Christians who are watching to know he's very rude and he's scared for me to ask the questions.
But it's all right when Shamsi does it.
And now,
It's all right when Shamsi
and now,
does it.
and now, look, another Christian
It is a good
interrupting.
question.
Another Christian
And
interrupting.
it's a question
No,
that
he's
every
not, look,
African should be asking.
they're scared, wallahi. People
and
say I'm
look
scared
at
of
the
this guy, you know.
Islamic slave
That's why I don't speak
trade
to him,
in
because
Africa.
I know it's very rude. So now,
been lied
if
to by
it's in a
Shamsi.
time of war, now Prophet Muhammad ﷺ,
Yes.
why you need to take him as, now you think, you know what? To show the power of Islam, from no one try to attack the Muslims, I'm going to keep them as servants. However, when you keep them as servants, you should not cut off you should not, like the God of Jesus said, put a hole in his ear. No. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, a man came to him. He said, "Oh Messenger of Allah, my chief has tried to cut off my private part." Prophet said, "Go after him. Bring him." The man who hated ran away. Because he knows Prophet will punish him for that. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, if you hate your servant, there's nothing except you have to let him go free.
So now
You
we've
see, let me
Muhammad
finish.
did
Let me
have
finish.
slaves.
Let me
So it
finish.
wasn't wrong.
Allow me to finish.
Muhammad had
Allow me to
slaves. He
finish.
admits it.
Allow me to
So
finish.
not lying.
Allow me to finish.
So that's one for
Allow
me.
me to finish.
Go on to your
Allow me
next
to
point.
finish. And now, as I've mentioned, you're not allowed to do that, but in a war, yes, we say that.
Yes.
However, let me tell G in the Bible, because if you believe God all the time is good. So when God said have slaves because they're not Israelites, was that good or evil?
There's
Now we
no
got
new
no.
covenant command
I ask you that. Bob, answer my question right now. When God said in the Bible have a slave, was that good commandment or evil commandment?
Okay, so now let me
No,
talk.
answer my question. No, good
Oh, no.
commandment, evil commandment.
No,
I'm going to interrupt because it's my time. I'm giving you my time.
No.
No.
You-
Don't answer
how
that.
long
Don't
have you
answer it.
been
Don't answer
talking?
it. No. You mentioned many points.
3 or 4 minutes.
Many points because many points. Yeah,
Really?
it's my time.
3 or
Yeah.
4 minutes?
I see. Thank you very much. The first time
enough.
alcoholic man is just. Yes.
No, I
4
think
minutes.
it's a bit more than 3 or 4 minutes.
No, you know.
We'll have to
He
see
mentioned-
in the
Give him more rope to hang himself.
no, wait, ikhwa. Everyone's seen how many points this person mentioned. And now he doesn't want to let me finish. He mentioned about servitude and
No, I'm
Islam.
letting you finish.
He doesn't let me,
I
he
knew
mentioned,
you'd go on forever.
because he mentioned many points. It's logical for me to go forever, because he
There
mentioned
you go.
many
He's
points.
just admitted he intends to just keep talking.
No, because you mentioned many points. Bob, you mentioned that Prophet was marriage to Aisha.
That was
You
part
mentioned-
of a thesis.
No, that's not
That
about
was
servitude.
one thesis with examples.
Akhi, let me speak. Brother, if you cannot handle it, walk away, akhi. Let me speak. Now let me speak, please. Barakallahu fik. Because we want to see the Christians who is a real person here, who run away and who is scared for people to speak. So so what I'm saying simply, my question to is an open question. You'll have to answer it. When God, or Christian, when God said to Moses, Abraham, to many prophets and messengers, when he told them have slaves, was that a good commandment or evil commandment? If you say it was a good commandment, therefore having a slave sometimes can be good commandment. If you say that's an evil commandment, therefore your God command with evil things. Secondly,
Old
he
covenant, new
regardless, all the wrong.
No, it is relevant.
No, it's not. It's not.
It is relevant.
It's not. It's
Because
not.
you
It's
say
not.
Muhammad is the
It's not.
example for
It's not.
now.
It's not.
Muhammad's the example for now, and his teaching is for now.
Anyway,
That's why it's relevant.
Yes, that's why.
So your argument is debunked.
That's true.
Because the Old
No, it's not.
Testament is
It's not.
not relevant
No,
for
it's
now.
not.
It's the
He's
New
hurting him.
Testament
He's
that
hurting him. He's
is.
hurting him. You know,
We've heard these kind of
Bob is
arguments
hurting.
all the
Bob
time
is
from
hurting.
Shamsi.
No,
So we've dealt with slavery,
no,
and you've admitted that Muhammad was a slave trader,
let me finish.
and he
Let me
did own
finish.
slaves,
Let me finish.
and he is the example
Let me
for
finish.
today.
Let me finish.
Move on to one of the other points.
Yeah, okay.
Like, for instance,
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Muhammad
Let me
saying
finish.
to ethnically
Look, this people
cleanse
is- look what
the
he's doing.
Arabian
That's bad manners. Why
Peninsula
he's doing that?
of the Jews
Wallah,
and
he's scared.
Christians.
Wallah, he's scared.
He says
He's
bad
scared.
manners.
He's scared.
Remember,
Wallah, he's scared.
he
This is a
interrupted
joke.
me when I was
This is a
speaking,
joke. He's
and he
shaking.
complained.
You know my brothers, yeah? I know his
It's all on
viewers,
camera.
they're white supremacist racists. So what I'm going to
He
do,
throws
walk
out the
away,
race
take the
card.
cameras. You
Throws
know, let
out
me
the
to finish.
race card.
Are you going to let me to
Can he
finish?
prove
Let's
I'm a
walk away,
racist?
Akwa.
I'm
I will finish
working
the
with
cameras.
Latino.
You know, let me to finish.
There
He's
you go. I
scared.
told you he'd run away.
No, I was scared. Are you
I
getting
told
quiet?
you he would
Are you
run
getting
away.
quiet?
No, I'm going to interrupt you
You're
just like you
interrupting me.
interrupted
Don't
me.
walk away.
There you go.
That's it,
I
yeah.
told you he would walk away.
Yeah, I'll walk away.
I told you he would
Akwa,
walk
come.
away. Hi, Shamsi.
Would you be happy someone to be a arbitrator? A referee? No. Would you be happy to choose someone?
Shall we do it time?
No. Before
Shall we do it time?
Before time. No.
Shall we do it time?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Shall we? No. 5 minutes.
No.
5 minutes.
No.
5 minutes.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
No,
before
5
time.
minutes. 5 minutes.
You mentioned many points against my prophet.
5
You
minutes,
lied against
5
my
minutes.
prophet. You have to let me finish. Sorry.
5 minutes.
You have to let me finish.
You see,
And that's
I'm
why you've been
offering
rude.
him a time
No,
debate.
before that.
Who's running away?
When I finish, I give you 5 minutes.
He's running away.
Bob,
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
when I finish my point, we go to 5 minutes, 5
You can
minutes.
keep talking, but because you interrupted me earlier,
He
I
lies
said
guy,
that
man.
I would continue to interrupt
Basically,
you. And
I'm
you
going to
said you'd
interrupt you.
complain
If
about
you
it.
walk away, you're scared. How does that work? If you keep interrupting
Shamsi,
me,
you said I would
I have
run
to
away.
walk
I'm
away.
still here. You're the one who's trying to walk away.
No, I said you keep interrupting me, so I have to walk
But
away.
you didn't mind interrupting
I'm
me.
about to have to do what you're doing it.
You interrupt. Oh,
This
so
is a
now
joke.
It's like
This is
a
a
woman
joke,
who
man.
says, are you
Excuse me,
calling me fat? It's kind of like.
Why are you saying woman?
Kind of like.
What's about women? Why are you categorizing women? Categorizing women. Why are you shouting with a woman like that? Anyway, Ikhwa, forget him, Ikhwa. Come. Ikhwa, come. Alaykum salam wa barakatuh. Anyway, you know what he's doing? Ikhwa. My brothers, he mentioned many points, I have to deal with them. Sorry, you're talking, sorry. Sorry. My brothers, he mentioned many points, and I have to deal with them. I have to deal with them before we carry on. I have to deal with them, yeah? Because we cannot just let it go. Alhamdulillah, to be honest, I was focusing on his camera for the people who are watching, but the people who are watching, those who are sincere from his channel, they will see, do you know what he's doing? He was interrupting me because he noticed I'm refuting his arguments. So he started doing it because he knows if I keep interrupting Shamsi, he's going to walk away. So and afterwards he's going to say, Shamsi is walking away because he's scared. But Akhi, how are you going to speak to someone, keep interrupting? He said, I was interrupting. No, I was speaking to a brother who was next to me. I said, Salaam alaikum, Akhi. And he was speaking to his friend. Ikhwa, watch this, yeah? About servitude. Yes, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he had a servant where? No, he wants to kidnap them like the Christianity. Ikhwa, walk away, Ikhwa. This is crazy. Wallah, come, move. Ikhwa, yeah, wallahi. There's a lot of donkeys out here today.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Right, so if you're giving me that...
Yeah, brothers, you have to come because you cannot put the video without me clarifying every point. That's our da'wah. Our da'wah to clarify every point. No, he's a Christian. But he goes against his Bible. So, brothers and sisters, may Allah bless you all. As I have stated, you can see clearly this man who keeps running against me, Shamsi is scared of him. I challenged him. What he did, he was interrupting. And when I interrupt him, I was just saying, alayhi salatu salam. That's not interrupting. He's mentioning my prophet. That's not interrupting. He utilized that as an excuse to interrupt me all the times. So about servitude. You see my question when I ask him? When God said to the Israelites, enslave people because they're not Israelites, was that a good commandment or a bad commandment? He didn't want to answer. He's going to say, no, it's a new covenant. Regardless if there's a new covenant or not. If God allow once upon a time for slavery to happen, therefore slavery cannot be evil all the times according to your belief. Otherwise, you are accusing God to be backward for allowing slavery to occur. And what was the reason of slavery in the Bible? Not because of war, because they're not even Israelites. So that's one thing, yeah? That's why we have difference between servitude. Prophet Muhammad is the best example. In the war, Prophet sometimes let the prisoners go free. So as a Muslim leader, to analyze what is the best interest for the Muslims, to keep them as a servant and take care of them and treat them nice, and there's many routes to let them go free. There's different subjects I spoke about servitude, or you let them go free. So the Muslim leader analyze what is the best. In the Bible, you know, slave. If a slave does something, you get him and you get like a big nail and you put a hole in his ear, drill a hole. Who said that? God of Christianity. So my question to him, he doesn't want to answer. What he does, Bob, he tell you 5 minutes. So when he answer my question, he will tell you his life story and he will answer the question. That's why this 5 minute business, I don't really like it. Why? Because if he speaks 5 minutes, he's not going to answer my questions and I cannot interrupt him. Because he's going to tell me, no, 5 minutes. There's many passages in the Bible. He talked about genocide, he lied. Prophet Muhammad said yes, it's true. The Jewish people and the Christians are not allowed to live in the Arab Peninsula because it's a place of revelation. However, they're allowed to come as workers, as travelers, or something like that. There's conditions to it. Like Umar ibn Khattab allowed the fire worshipper to come. No doubt about that. For example, the Vatican, there's no mosque in the Vatican. Yeah, Vatican is a city. There's not allowed. The mosque is not allowed. Yeah. So anyway, we don't. It doesn't mean because they allow us to do something, we're going to allow them. No. Doesn't mean someone is going to allow me to pray in his house, therefore I'm going to allow him to do fornication in my house. Doesn't work like that, bro. No. We're not going to back down for no one. We're a Muslim and I'm proud of it. You let me to pray, I'm not going to let you to do shirk in my house. No. You understand? If you come, there's conditions. Because we are Muslims, we are honest. Before you come to our country, there is what? Conditions to fulfill. And by the way, to mention, this country is not a Christian country anymore. They don't care about Jesus. Literally, you can insult Jesus. Nothing can happen to you. It's a secular country. But you can literally do everything. So to say they allow us to open a mosque and you don't allow us to open church, that is a nonsense argument. So stop it, please. Because they don't care about church. You know, if you open something which is, for example, the clinic therapy, helping the gay people to, like say, look, from Islamic perspective, I'm going to help you to come back normal because we believe that gay is a sin, they will shut you down. You're not allowed to do that because that you're going against the aqid of the state. You see, but Christianity is the aqid of the state. Secondly, speaking about genocide, wallahi, you know Europeans here, the Western world here, I don't know how, there's something good like about them. You have to give it to them. Not like it, to give it to them. They don't care to show hypocrisy. They will show you hypocrisy. They don't care. Bush, you know the second one? He's speaking about Putin's war. He said that is unjust. Biggest terrorist and a murder. He killed thousands of Iraqis. He's millions of Iraqis. He's talking. Let me bring it back to Bob. Bob talked about genocide. In the Bible, God said to Moses, to the Israelites, to genocide the Arabs, the Malachites, to genocide them. Why? For something happened 500 years ago. And you have a gut speaking against Prophet never said genocide them. Rather, Jewish people, they will live in the next Prophet and treat them nice. Rather, we have what? Prophet said, take care of the Christians in Egypt. He didn't say, go kill all of them. Prophet, the Jewish people, when they were getting tortured in Spain, when they were killed in Spain, when they were burned alive in Spain, by who? By those who Bob supports, the Christian Catholic. Where they gone? They came to Algeria, Morocco, Turkey. They went to Iraq, to Egypt. Subhanallah, look, because they know, and the Islamic Empire were going to be safe from the evil hands of the Christians. And now he will speak. So my point here is, now he ran away as well. Jesus, when he's going to come back, do you know what he's going to do? He's going to kill everyone. Anyone slaughter. He's going to come back as the king. So now, is he a good man or not? Prophet Muhammad married to Aisha. Wallahi, ikhwa. Wabillahi wa tallahi. He knew very well I was going to expose him so badly. He knew that, you know, because in the New Testament...
And you done it many times anyway.
Huh?
You done it many times.
Yeah, many times, but he doesn't learn. Bobby comes here to get beat up for free. Not physically, but intellectually, yeah? Remember, I'm speaking to a man who believed the Almighty God, the powerful God, was inside the private part of a woman. That's their belief. I'm not trying to mock them, that's not insult. He believes that. How can you speak to someone like that? He should be ashamed of himself. Anyway, my brothers, about Prophet Muhammad's marriage to Aisha. Firstly, define what is a child. According to doctors, what they call it, biologists, what different child from an adult is puberty. Check it online, don't take my word for it. And sometimes that can occur at the 8 years old. Okay? So when you say it's a child, you commit to one fallacy argument. Because you are already saying she's a child. She was not a child. Also, she was adult, she was mature. Aisha, may Allah pleased with her. And the best way to refute him, your Christian scholars who wrote a book about Prophet Muhammad, books about Prophet 500 years ago, they never mentioned nothing about Aisha's marriage. Even though they knew Prophet was married to Aisha at the age of 9. Why? Because that was something which is normal. Back in those days, there was no nursery, there's no primary school, secondary school. For girl with a woman, the age of 9, 10, they change. You know, they become a woman. I mean, wallah, forget 500 years ago. Go to Algeria, go to Morocco, go to Somalia. 9 years old, he's a man. You see him in the market because he's poor, he's making money for his family. She's 9 years old, 8 years old, she takes care of the house, she does everything. So what you have to understand, by the way, in Britain and America and Europe, the age of marriage was 9 and 8 and 7. But what Europeans have this mentality, I have to repeat it over and over again. If we change, everyone has to change. That's what the European mentality. No, watch this here. If I change, you have to change. If you don't change, what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a war against you to call you backwards. Okay, who should determine what is backward, what is not? Who? Because I don't follow your ways, I'm a backward. I believe you're backward too. He said, no, I don't accept it from you. So you have to, when someone call you backward, a Christian say, why I'm backward? Because I don't follow your teaching. So that's one thing. The other thing, no one had any problem with the marriage of Aisha. Aisha was happy with it. Her parents was happy with it. The society was happy with it. Prophet was happy with it. Likewise, even afterwards, many women in Europe, in the Western world, in Algeria, in Morocco, in Africa, in the Arab Peninsula, they were getting married very young. As for the word pedophilia, my brothers and sisters, firstly, let us define what is pedophilia. Let me ask you, what is pedophilia? What is pedophilia? When you have sex with a child or intercourse with a child, yeah? Okay, that amongst the Europeans, that is not accepted, not all the times. In Britain, if you have intercourse, sex with a girl, she's 14, you are a pedophile. Cross the road, France and Italy, you're not a pedophile. Imagine that. Between so-called the most civilized countries in the world, we are the third world, is it? So let us see the first world would have to offer for us. Britain, if you get married at the age of 14, you're a pedophile. Cross the river at France, La Liberté, mon frère, you know. Cross the road to them. Where is it? 14 years old. Go to Italy. 14 years old. America, some say 13 years old. Japan, look, that shows you what? Amongst these so-called civilized countries, pedophilia is not defined universally. So what is pedophilia? There's no consensus. So what is pedophilia in Britain? France, I don't agree with them. And France is a Christian, like there's a lot of Christians there. Likewise in America, to show you what they made up a term and they want to impose it on us. We say, no, we have to use our criteria and Sunnah. Yes, if a child, let's even define what is a child. You know, nowadays even she's 65 years old, she's still playing PlayStation 2. Of course she's still a child in our time. I mean, you go back home, we don't have this nonsense. According to my knowledge, last time I've been back home, yeah? But my point here is, that's what we deal with it. About genocide, we dealt with it. Prophet never said genocide Jewish and the Christians. He's a liar. Yes, in the Arab Peninsula, but they were allowed to live in Morocco. The Arab Peninsula, because why? Mahbat al-Wahy is a place, there's a Kaaba, there's a Medina, so they allow it for out of necessity. Where is the other point mentioned? About Prophet allowing rape. That is not true, that's a kadib. It's a liar. Again, what is rape? Define rape to me. Bringing a woman, forcing her, beating her up, that's not allowed in Islam. That's not allowed in Islam. Guess what? Guess what? He's a hypocrite. Go to the Old Testament, they're all loving Jesus. They're all loving Jesus because in the Old Testament, Jesus is God. He was playing the role of God, yeah? Why he said, go and kill every man and every woman that slept with a man. So according, no, don't take it, Akhi, because I have to finish the points, you know, because he mentioned many points, I have to deal with them. Kill every woman that slept with a man. So according to Jesus, the all-loving Jesus, being married, that is a sin and it should be killed. And what you should do, keep the little girls for yourself. The question, why are you going to keep a little girl for yourself? Are you going to play football with her? Are you going to play hide and seek with her? Of course, you know what is a virgin, is it? Also, because I don't want to, all the points I want to deal with them, to show the hypocrisy. Bob, when he speaks to Muslims, you know, he becomes liberal. He put the Bible under the bus. He doesn't want to speak about the Bible anymore because he knows I will embarrass him. We're not embarrassed what Prophet did. He's the best man who walks on the earth. However, there is some things Prophet did is not sunnah that everyone has to follow. Prophet got married to Khadija, she was 45 years old. He was 25 years old. There is no Muslim scholars in the past or now say it's a sunnah to do that. No. There's certain things Prophet did was based upon his culture, okay? Based upon his situation. Prophet, for example, he did not eat lizard. No one said lizard. No one said sunnah to not eat lizard. No, you understand? Prophet Muhammad got married to women, many of his wives, they had children, correct? Except Aisha. According to manage Aisha and Sauda. Okay, the point here is, no one said from the sunnah to get married to a woman, she has children. So we have to differentiate between the two. When we say Prophet is the best man, of course he's the best man. That's why Prophet says, some people can take Prophet example for, he's 25 years old, he can get married to a woman, she's 40. No problem with that. But there's certain things, it's a sunnah to follow. Certain things Prophet did, for example, having a long hair. Scholars never said you have to have a long hair. It's a sunnah, do you understand that? So rape, there's not. However, in a war, yes, when you take a woman as a prisoner, okay? When you take her, by definition, she's divorced. Then you wait, then you're allowed to have intercourse with her. However, you're not allowed to harm her. You're not allowed to force her. And when you force what? Allah Prophet said, be nice to them. Be good to them. However, these situations about servitude in Islam doesn't exist in our time. However, if a war happened, then a Muslim leader has 4 options. Either let them go free, exchange them with the other prisoners, or you keep them as a servant. However, in the Bible, no. If you're not an Israelite, because the God of the Bible is a racist. It's a tribal God. If you're not Israelite, you should be killed. God of the Israelite, that was Jesus, by the way. And wallahi, have you noticed? I was very patient and I was telling everyone, keep quiet. I want to speak because I knew I would expose him. And he knew that. But what he was doing, he was interrupting, because he knows if I keep interrupting Shamsi, he's going to walk away and he's not going to expose me in front of my camera. And that's what I want to expose him in front of his camera. But alhamdulillah, qaddar shay'a fa'al. But people probably will watch the full video, inshallah ta'ala, exposing this kadab, this liar, who Prophet Muhammad sandu better than him. His sandu. Wallah, the dust that Prophet stepped on is better than this guy. That's how proud. Yeah? Wallahi, the dust better than this person. This person, why I call him white supremacist, Christian, majority of people that come to him, a lot of them are race ideal followers. And you can check the videos. He's a racist, this guy. And he put my black brother. Yeah, we know this business. My black brother, yeah. Like in America, that's what they call them, black brother. And they put them in, what they call it, they treat them badly and so on. And they kill them. Yeah, lie to us. You cannot deceive us. So my point here is, have you noticed? He never did Prophet's teaching. And Ibn Hajj al-Haythami. Ibn Hajj al-Haythami said there was no servitude in Islam. 500 years ago, he mentioned that. Why? Because majority of servants, they've been kidnapped. And Islamically, that is not allowed, it's haram, it's forbidden. You know? Now, person might say, but in our time, we don't have a servant. Yeah, because you drop a bomb and you kill everyone. You kill babies and infants. But Islam, you keep them, take care of them, treat them nice, look after them. Once Prophet Umar ibn Khattab was walking, and there was a man sitting down eating, and another man standing. He said, who is this person? He's standing. He said, he's my servant. He said, be aware, let him sit down and eat with you. Allah Akbar. He said, let him sit down and eat with you. Prophet Muhammad saw a man is about to hit his servant. He said, Ya Abdullah, remember Allah is greater than you. He said, oh Messenger of Allah, let him go free. Allahu Akbar. The Bible killed them, raped them, because what? They're Israelites. And these guys, they will never speak against the Zionists, what they're doing in Palestine. Because why? They're following the Bible. You see, that's why I said they kiss their toes, you know, the toes of the Yahud. Why? Because they're scared of them. All that is clear. Is there any point he mentioned I didn't deal with? You know? All of them. Alhamdulillah, but Allah's tawfiq. Tfaddal, akhi, you want to mention something?
Yeah. The thing about the virgin, you know, keep all the virgins. It's even worse than that. He actually said, keep a portion for myself, for me. I mean, what's God going to do with the virgin?
Yeah. There's one. You know, there's one, yeah? Firstly, imagine God pretends to be a baby. Imagine that. That's why the God of the Bible, the Christians. God, they believe God was baby, but he knew he was not baby, he was God as well. So he's pretending to be a child inside the woman's private part. But he knew he was God. Yeah. And he wants to speak about Islam. How dare you, man? But wallahi, that was his day today, but he ran away. He knew. You know, he knew. And he said 5 minutes after, he said, no, you have to let me finish my point, because he mentioned many points. Let me deal with them, then we'll go 5 minutes. Because he won't say 5 minutes, then he cut me off. Yeah, alhamdulillah. If you have any question, and be proud. Prophet did, yes. Because what's happening now with the Muslims, because the Western world changed, so we have to change. Change what? If they change something good, yeah, we change as well. But we have the Quran and the Sunnah. Yeah, they make cars, alhamdulillah. It's good to do that. But we don't have to follow them in everything. You understand? We don't have to have sheep mentality. So many Christians in Speaker's Corner, they're not Christians. Rather, some of them, they are literally like an atheist. They utilize anything against Islam, even those arguments they are utilizing go against their own belief. Subhanallah. Huh?
They live in a glass house.
They live in a glass house, akhi. And wallahi, today, akhi, I want him, you know, he lied, he said, could interrupt him. I said, just twice interrupt him about something, yeah? Khalas, the guy, he doesn't want to let me finish. And he's shouting, and he's lying against Prophet. But alhamdulillah, what you can see, people accepting Islam day and night. Akhi, Europe left Christianity. Wallahi, France, akhi, churches are empty. Go, alhamdulillah, our brothers in East London, they bought a church and it's a mosque. Our brothers in Birmingham, they bought a church and it's a mosque. What I like about this country, the government here, they don't care about this stuff. Give them money, they will sell anything. You know? Some of them send it to apartment. They knock them down. Yeah. But in Islam, no, go to the mosque in Islam. Go to the message on Friday. Where you heard the Imam, brothers, can you give more money because we need to expand the masjid? You go to church on Sunday, please, can you do what? You can't do nothing, everyone's sleeping. They've been Saturday nightclub, hangover, he doesn't know what you're talking about. Alhamdulillah. Where Islam is spreading? In Europe. They say we force people to accept Islam. Now we're not using no knife, no swords, no spoon, no fork, none of that, but people accepting Islam.
And it's women.
Women, the majority of women, yeah.
I mean, if it's that oppressive to women,
yeah,
how comes they're the majority of the ones that are
yeah.
converted? And
it's all about Jesus. So my point here is, who's better, Jesus as God or Jesus as a man? Because God is better than everyone else. So it seems like Jesus as God, he was a ruthless God, doesn't care, evil God. But when he became man, he became better than when he was God. That's the argument that I tried to utilize, but I was scared I was going to go all these points I mentioned, I was go in details. Because he lied, he mentioned many points, and I know this tactic of bringing many points to confuse you. That's why I'm not giving me time to deal with every point, because we have nothing to hide, and I'm not going to run away as you claim. I'm going to demolish you, but the evil guy, the coward, he was scared, he kept interrupting, and shouting. Not just interrupting, I was not shouting. He's just shouting over me, brother. You know, alhamdulillah for Islam. Alhamdulillah, wa ni'mat al-Islam. If you have any questions, Savig, you're more than welcome, إخوة. You know, if Savig was not